but seeing the infrastructure come into place basically for emergency water rationing was interesting, not only because no one was prepared for it, but also trying to fathom what it was like to be completely cut off, to not have an appropriate supply of drinking water, or to only have to be able to shower in a public space every couple of days if you're lucky. The circle that I run in, we try to take things with a fair amount of tongue in cheek. And so Goofy Hashtags was the name of the game for us. Hashtag what are we doing, WATER, hashtag H2OMG, things of that nature, because the reality of it wasn't necessarily that we were looking at the tip of a critical infrastructure failure in Charleston's water system, but more of a nuisance. And I think as the days wore on, everybody understood the gravity of the situation. It was a lot bigger incident than we were giving it respect for with our levity on Twitter. I think that yes, it could have been prevented. I think that this was a colossal failure on all levels for everyone involved: government, private citizens, and the utility provider. I think that the state of Charleston's water and sewer infrastructure is such that it was a ticking time bomb. It was only a matter of time before something really bad happened, and this just happened to be it.
So water is a prevalent feature in the state of West Virginia, and certainly some of its most remarkable places are its rivers. When we think about places like the New River or the Gauley River or the Cranberry River. Then when we couple that with some of the major river systems like the Monongahela River and the Kanawha River, places where historic conduits of coal and steel and major economic drivers in terms of industry development along the canal. So rivers are a huge, huge component of the West Virginia landscape. Right, well, what the chemical spill taught us is that water is extremely valuable, and we just often take it for granted because we have so much of it. If you go out west, they have droughts on a regular enough basis that they understand the value of their water. There's good technology for measuring things in the water, but the way we network that information together and then spread that or communicate that to people that they can use it then is pretty limited. We don't really do that, and it's surprising. Again, going back to how valuable water is to us, it's surprising that our network sensor capabilities are as limited.
Well, when we were doing Streamlab and looking at the sensors and sort of educating ourselves within the class, our original impetus for that was the chemical spill in Charleston, but it was like opening up a Pandora's box of issues about water, not just in our state, but nationwide. It was really eye-opening about the kinds of questions we have to ask as journalists about the ecosystem of that. I think I had a much more simplistic understanding of that, data had a particular value, and that was not that couldn't be questioned. And what I learned is no, it all can be questioned, has to be cross-referenced against a lot of other things in the ecosystem, including interest groups and politics and who says what data is meaningful. It was a Pandora's box of investigating that, and we're still investigating it. I think one of the most empowering aspects of sensors and this sort of DIY Internet of Things environment is that it gives individuals who have not had power in a situation power to look at and investigate their community themselves.